Most INFPs don't suffer from a lack of direction. They suffer from a refusal to make a decision and close doors. So somebody asked, can my NE lead me down the wrong path in dreaming about my possible futures? It is absolutely possible that extroverted intuition, a process designed to create new opportunities, to generate options, to brainstorm new possibilities, will lead you down the wrong path because its goal is not to actually make a decision. Its goal is to show you different options. And if all you're doing is dreaming up or coming up with new options, new idealized paths that you could go in your life or people that you could be with, then you're not really living life, and you're probably going to either get to a point where you've pursued one of those and maybe you've learned some things and you can adjust from there, or you haven't pursued them and you're just constantly dreaming about them and you feel frazzled or you feel like you can't make a decision. Extroverted intuition, left unchecked, is going to come up with billions of ideas because one idea comes up, uh, springboards off into a new one, and then a new one, and a new one from there. And it might feel like we're doing work. It might feel like we're really planning our lives or coming up with um, some good thoughts about the direction that we can go. But until we actually do it, it's really hard to know if it was the good or bad choice for us. And I guarantee any choice that we do make is going to have some negative aspects to it too. And that's not to be defeatist about it. Like everything has goods and bads. If you were to have $1 million now, you would have some problems that you didn't have before. If you were to be in a relationship right now, you would have some problems that you didn't have before. So, one thing that INFPs often want, and I know this because I've wanted it too, and still quite often do, is we want our decision to fully resonate with us, to be just perfectly aligned, and to never have any struggles or doubts about it in the future. And so far in my life, I have not experienced that actually being true. I have had strong convictions about things and I have done those things and they have worked out well. I've had strong convictions about things and I've done those things and they also did not work out well. And to me, it's a matter of taking from those experiences, the actual experiences, the lessons, and having gratitude for the lessons and being curious about how those different lessons can improve my life in the future. So, the way that we can go about using our extroverted intuition to come up with new ideas, new possibilities, and then actually see if they resonate with us is to come up with the idea and then take an action right after that to get some movement on it. And likely you will quickly know if it feels right to you because you're actually doing the thing and you're actually in that context. And I know there are different weights and struggles to deal with different decisions in life, like going down a certain career path or going back to university or marrying someone. One thing that we've been doing within the Evolve community, evolve.geekpsychology.com, if you're interested, is to do a RICE scorecard. RICE. R stands for resonance. How important does this feel to you? How much do you resonate with this decision, this choice? Is it compelling to you emotionally? I is impact. What is the actual impact of doing this thing or not doing this thing? C is confidence. How confident, again, kind of emotionally confident, are you to be able to actually complete this thing or to pursue it? And E is ease. So, are there things in your life that make it easier to do this thing? How easy is it for you to actually pursue this career? And so we have those four categories: RICE, resonance, impact, confidence, ease, and you list down your choices. You list down the options, the things that you've dreamt up, the different possibilities, and then you rate each of them 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 10 being the most. So if you really feel compelled to do this thing emotionally then you would give it like a 9 or a 10. And your scale is based off your own assessment of what that is. If you feel that it's not really going to have a big impact in your life, but you're intrigued by it, right? Then impact is probably going to be like a 3 or a 2, but resonance is going to be up higher. And how confident are you that you can pursue the thing? And how easy is it for you to actually do it? And once you do this, you have these 4 different sets of numbers, and you can total them up, and you can see which ones are the highest numbers. And you can likely have confidence that you can pursue those. And looking at the numbers and going through the process, you might also see that some of the things that you've come up with, some of the ideas that you haven't pursued, maybe you haven't seen the impact of those. Maybe the impact is really low. And if you look at that and you say, well, how could I make it a 10? Then you find different ways of leveraging that knowledge and those numbers, the measurements, in order to get yourself to do things that are important for you to do. And the main intention of all this is to get your ideas into a different format, get the possibilities out there in front of you with numbers, and get you thinking differently about it so that you're not stuck in, this is my only option, this is my only approach, or I have so many options, I don't even know which one to choose. Well, if you give them measurements, if you go through this process, then you will have a better understanding of which one you should choose. So can your NE lead you down the wrong path in dreaming about possible futures? Yes, it can. And so that's why we need to bring in a matrix like this, or bring in our introverted feeling, or bring in any other decision-making tool to help us. Hope it helps. Good luck, have fun. Peace.